Did you know you could read the entire Bible if you read 3 to 4 chapters a day? Today we're going to start with 2nd Chronicles 18, 19, and 20. Again, not a replacement. This is just an encouragement for your own Bible time being in God's Word. Chapter 17, yesterday we saw Jehoshaphat come on the scene. Again, a king of Judah. Well, he makes a rookie mistake. He had a time of peace and riches and all that. He made a rookie mistake joining up with Ahab, who is an evil king in Israel. Israel only had evil kings. Israel is the northern kingdom. Judah is the southern kingdom. Ahab says to Jehoshaphat, will you join me? And Jehoshaphat says, yeah, my troops are your troops. But he says, hey, let's see what God says. So Ahab brings 400 of his own prophets, false prophets, because again, Israel has doing some false religion stuff at this point. And Jehoshaphat calls him out and says, hey, is there not a prophet of the Lord here? And Ahab says, yeah, there's this one guy, but he never says anything good. His name's Micaiah. Ahab finally calls Micaiah down, and the prophets ahead of him are saying, hey, we're all prophesying good things. Yeah, you should go to war and retake this town. And he says, as surely as the Lord lives, I'll only say what he tells me to say. And so they call him in front of Ahab, and he gives him a sarcastic answer to Ahab, Micaiah does. And he says, yeah, sure, go ahead, yeah, you'll win. And Ahab says, didn't I tell you not to lie to me? And Micaiah says, all right, well, fine then. Verse 18, he says, I'll tell you what I saw in my vision. And it was the Lord surrounded by his heavenly armies. And he said, who here can entice Ahab into going into battle so that he can be killed in battle? Prophets comes before him and says, I can do it. I'll tell all his prophets to give him a lying spirit. At that point, one of Ahab's prophets, false prophets there, slapped Micaiah right across the face. And Micaiah is arrested, and then he's told to only be given bread and water until Ahab returns. And he finishes off that portion of 18 and says, hey, if you return, then what I heard was not from the Lord. Go into battle against Aram, and somehow Ahab convinces Jehoshaphat. Okay, again, Ahab, bad king, northern kingdom, Israel. The southern kingdom, Judah, Jehoshaphat. All right, so he says, hey, you wear your royal robes, I'll wear regular stuff, and when we go out into battle. How about that? Aram is now chasing. Aram's been told, the troops there have been told, hey, only go after the king of Israel. So they're chasing after now Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat cries out to the Lord, and the Lord rescues him. But now, just a random arrow is shot into the troops, and it goes between a chink in a joint in Ahab's armor. And he dies a slow death on the back of a chariot. He's having to watch it all as he's going backwards in that chariot. Chronicles 19, Jehoshaphat gets back home. He's called out by a prophet there, which is a seer, God's ambassador at the time. In verse 2, it says, why did you help the wicked, and why do you love those who hate the Lord? Ahab was a bad dude. And so God is angry with him at this point, but the prophet also says, there is some good in you. He travels throughout Judah, and he tells everybody, return to God, return to God. Remember, yesterday, he's already sent out some Sunday school teachers and such as that, teachers throughout the land, and now he's sending out judges and appointing judges. In verse 7, he says, judge with integrity, not for people, but to please the Lord. 2 Chronicles 20, we see neighboring kingdoms are starting to come against and form an army against Judah here. And in verse 3, Jehoshaphat begged for God's guidance. He ordered fasting throughout the land. 5, Jehoshaphat comes with a message to the people and also essentially a prayer to the people. And as he's doing that, as he's speaking what he wants to take place and returning to God and those types of things, the Spirit comes over a random guy in verse 15. This guy says, hey, go out to battle, because it is not your battle, it's the Lord. People are told to just form their troops and to just watch the Lord's victory. As they're approaching the battlefield, They sing a praise song, which we sing today. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. You thought that was just somebody came up with that and wrote that song. No, that's God's word. And what started happening during that time, the three enemy armies started attacking each other. And it says not a single one of them were left. On top of that, it took Jehoshaphat and his army 3 days to clean up all the plunder, all the goods that were taken. Be in God's word. Subscribe and like this channel. If this has been a blessing to you, God bless you. Have a great day.